Hey, how you doing guys? I'm KB Kwan. Welcome back to another episode of Taste of Asian Food. In these videos, I'm going to show you how to make fried wonton for the forthcoming Chinese New Year. Let me show you how to do it. I've got some ground pork. I bought it from the supermarket. You can mince the pork yourself of course, but make sure that it contains some fat, about 20 to 25%. The pork will help to tenderize the meat. I also have some shrimp, about the same amount with the pork. Mix a small amount of salt and baking soda. Then mix with the shrimp and set aside for about 10 minutes. This is the traditional method to make the shrimp to become crunchy. Get 2 stalks of green onions and then chop the green onions thinly. Meanwhile, prepare some basic Cantonese seasoning ingredients: light soy sauce, some Chinese wine, sesame oil, ground white pepper, and salt. Now let's get back to the shrimp. After about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to wash away the excess salt and the baking soda. Okay, now let's cut the shrimp into small pieces. Cut it small because it's just too big for the filling. But I do not want to cut the shrimp become too small because I want to preserve its crunchiness. Now let's get back to the pork again. Let's season the pork with all the ingredients that we measured: the light soy sauce, the wine, sesame oil, some ground pepper, and some salt. Now I'm going to mix the seasonings with the pork well with my clean hand. Then I'm going to perform a traditional method called tat in Cantonese cooking. It can be used for the pork or any other meat. The purpose is to break down the connective tissue and to make it to become more pasty and more gummy. And you can see now the texture has changed, which means that the meat is now also become more tender. The pork is also become more sticky, so it will be able to hold and bind well with the shrimp and the spring onion. Now let's add the spring onion and the shrimp and mix again. Eventually everything will bind together. Before I wrap the fillings with the wonton wrappers, I just want to make sure that the flavor and the taste is okay. To do a taste test, just take a small portion, put it into hot water to cook it or microwave it. Try it. Okay, just perfect. Don't have to add any seasonings or change anything. Let's wrap the wontons. I do it on a pastry mat, but you can always do this by using chopping board or even on any flat surface. This is wonton pastry, and usually it is square, and dumpling pastries are usually round. And also wonton pastry is usually much thinner than dumpling pastry. Before wrapping the wontons, let's make some thick cornstarch slurry, just a little bit of water, a very thick slurry, which act as gum to stick the wrappers together while we fold it. Now let's wrap the wonton. Let me show you 2 simple ways to wrap the wonton. Apply the cornstarch slurry to the sides. then fold together like this. Squeeze out the air. Then apply some cornstarch to one side and then join together. A much easier way is to join all the sides together. What I mean is like this, just to join everything together, just to fold everything together, squeeze a little bit, and that's it. Now let's fry the wonton. Heat up the oil. When the temperature has reached a point where the bubbles rising up from the chopstick, that means that it is hot enough. Alternatively, you can use a kitchen thermometer about 160 degrees Celsius. Now put the wonton into the hot oil and start frying. Once they have firmed up, try to move them around so that it is evenly cooked. Once it is golden, remove from the hot oil and drain on kitchen towel. Lastly, to make the dipping sauce, combine the light soy sauce, black vinegar, add some chili oil if you prefer it spicy, balance with some sugar since it contains some vinegar, and a little bit of salt. Now mix together, and I'm going to pop into the microwave just to ensure that the sugar and salt is dissolved. That's how to make fried wontons, and I hope you will love it. You can actually make it in advance because it can be frozen in the refrigerator for up to several weeks or even a month, and you can just do it right now for the forthcoming Chinese New Year. And if you want to get the recipe, I've included in the description below the video. Don't forget to subscribe, tap the notification, and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again in some other similar video soon. Bye for now.